deeper I creep it in.
Honestly with me because we are about to play their brand new single, Holly Rey and Evoke. Hi guys, welcome to my house of podcast.
Hey.
Yeah, how's it going? You doing all right?
Good, thank you. Okay, first things first, let's start off with you guys. I see Holly, you look very chilled. I love natural hair. Love it.
Thank
Evoke, you
you.
look warm and cozy. Where are you guys and what are
Yeah.
you guys up to right now?
I'm out in Limpopo. I'm in Bella Bella. I'm on a writing camp at the moment for a new project that I'm working on. Yeah, just like going back to my musical roots and looking for more inspiration.
And you Evoke, what are you up to?
Well, right now I'm in the backyard. It's really beautiful out here. Just getting the day started with my sessions and making music.
Okay. Wow. So it never stops, hey? From like single into writing camps into music making. Like you guys are never. What is like? Do you have downtime?
Not really. I think for me, making music is like my downtime. And then you obviously go on tour and you start touring the music and, doing the PR and everything. But like now, writing and being away, that's where I find my peace as a person. Music is my peace. So this is, I think, my downtime for me.
Speaking of touring and making music, the last 3 years obviously were a bit of across the world for music and touring and everything. How did you guys manage through the global pandemic and lockdowns? I mean, you guys couldn't tour, you could make, but you couldn't tour. So that kind of has changed the landscape of music, I think, forever.
No, definitely. I guess as creatives and as artists, it was really tough, to kind of go through that moment, where really no gigs were happening. But I guess on the other side of it is, I think it maybe gave us a chance to really just get into our music, really just try really new things and just, I guess, close ourselves off from the whole world and really just dive into what we want to do, what we want to bring out and give the world kind of thing.
Mm.
So I guess in everything there's negatives and positives, but I guess the most important thing is like what we can actually take from what we've experienced and actually say something about it, have conversations about it, and all those kind of things.
Evoke, you've worked with some big names, and you're decidedly South African, and your backyard kind of looks South African. How did that come about? How did you end up working on these albums? And name drop, please name drop. This is your opportunity to like name drop.
Yeah, I mean, I've worked with the likes of like Beyonce. I've worked with Omari Hardwick, people like Shoma Josie. Yeah. You know what I mean? And yeah, great man. Like, and yeah, I really just love like the creative energy. I mean, especially like when we're just working with people like Holly as well. Like, I think it's so just important to me just to be able to have a creative back and forth and creative banter with the people that can actually just make music with. So yeah, that's pretty much how I started, and that was just my background. Just enjoying that, really just enjoying the creative company that I have with people, and over time, it really just became more and more of a serious thing, a thing that I just kind of went, this is like a passion. This is something that's really important to me. Let me just dig into it and actually just like say something, offer the world something, put out music that has allows people to have conversations, those kind of things.
And then I was actually going to add, and now you've worked with South Africa's biggest and our favorite on Jacka, Holly Ray.
Yeah,
Boo.
that's right.
Yay!
you know.
Okay, so Holly, you've also had I mean I say some of the biggest names, but you are one of the biggest names in South Africa, and also one of the only women who holds Osama as one of the only women in how many years to win after Brenda Fassie?
In 20 years.
Your dude, how did that feel?
It was amazing. I mean, obviously when I won it, I didn't know in the moment. I was just caught up in, wow, I just won a Sama. But finding out afterwards was a very like mixed experience. I was obviously excited. I hoped that it meant a change for the industry, but it was also really sad to me that there wasn't another song that won, because we've had amazing female artists with amazing songs. It's not a lack of talent. It's just a lack of recognition for female talent. So yeah, for me, it was kind of like a turning point for me, where I was like, there's a lot of work that still needs to be done as female artists in South Africa and empowering women further. But yeah, it's also exciting to be the woman that changes that cycle, and yeah, and breaks that sort of patriarchal cycle within our industry.
Yo, that's a lot of pressure, dude. That is a lot of responsibility for you. But I think that if anyone's gonna do it, it's gonna be you. Okay, so
Well, we try.
how do you guys meet? How do you guys start on the single Addicted? Tell me the backstory before we get into the recording process.
So I mean, we met at a
we met.
songwriting camp.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Sorry, I'm just jumping in here.
No, go.
But yeah, we met at a universal songwriting camp, and we weren't even scheduled to work together. We were just like, because they schedule, sessions with different producers, and I just like hit it off with Evoke, and between sessions we were kind of like chatting and whatever. And I think on the last day I was recording another song, and then afterwards he was like, "Hey, like, just come listen to what I've done here," when I was done with my other session. And I just like fell in love with the song and started writing immediately. Like the first couple of lines, like I left missed calls. The first time I heard the track, I was already writing for it. So it was like an instant kind of connection.
When from
Yeah,
each of you,
100%. Yeah.
when you guys happen upon a track, like for example, Addicted, Holly, when you hear it for the first time, how do you like, what happens in your brain that you're like, okay, this is the line and this is where I'm going to go from? Or is it a story? And Evoke, when you're creating this piece of art, does it start with like a humming? Is it a beat? Is it a note? Like where does it begin? Evoke, we'll start with you.
For me, it's usually like around the chords. For me, like chords are really just great at like creating like an experience or creating like a backdrop for like the story to be told, kind of thing. So for me, it always starts there. Then like we just kind of like start building the beat, start kind of like telling the story, start writing the song, writing the hook, kind of like trying to find what do you want to say in the song. So, but always the starting point is always like, okay, what's the backdrop? Are we in a backyard? Are we in a studio? Are we having a fun night out? Whatever it may be. And just kind of tell stories like that.
And
I think also for me, like adding on to, I think you asked me like, what is the writing coming from? Like, it's always about like where I'm at that time. So I know like with this song, I was like going through the process of a breakup, like, the end of a relationship where it's like kind of starting to like, it's coming, and kind of being in a bit of a like toxic relationship, and feeling, yeah, like I was being blue ticked and I was not getting responded to. So that was what I was writing about. It was what I was going through in the moment. So yeah, for me, it's always like what I'm feeling at that time when I'm listening to the music.
hang on, wait. Even Holly Rey gets blue ticked.
Girl, everyone gets blue ticked.
Guys, there's no hope for the rest of us. What is going on, man? Seriously. Okay, what do you want us to get from Addicted, guys? What is the hope? What is the hope that we're going to feel?
Do you want to take that one, Holly?
Answer. Oh, you want me to answer? I think for me, it's
I was like, did I
because, like I said, the song is like about like being addicted to a negative person and being addicted to an unhealthy relationship. So I hope people can identify with this.
Holly's gone.
Have been through this, so find out. But so I hope that they enjoy it and they dance to it, they sing along to it, and they love it as much as we do.
Okay, now both of you are working on other things now. Firstly, thank you for gifting us the single. I know that it's brand new, and I know that like I don't want to put pressure on anyone, but what is coming up next for both of you?
So I'm working on an album at the moment.
myself,
Sorry, we keep interrupting each other.
Holly, okay, we'll start with Holly.
Yeah, I'm working on a project at the moment. Yeah, so that's kind of like where I'm at. Probably gonna release a single soonish as well.
Okay, same Holly Rey that we know and love, or are we changing things up?
No, we're definitely changing things up. I think people are going to be pleasantly surprised with this new project.
Any hints as to what it could?
We'll have to wait and see.
I hate it. I hate it. And you, Evoke, what are you working on at the moment?
I'm working a couple of joint EPs. Well, for the first part, I'm working on like a sequel to my first EP that I've dropped called Phases. So that'll be coming out in the next couple of months. And yeah, just a couple of joint EPs with a lot of artists and creators that I love to collaborate with.
Awesome. Guys, thank you so much for hanging with me. Thank you for the single. We really, really love it. Can't wait to play it on Jacka. We're playing it on Saturday. Do you want to, Evoke, we'll start with you. And then Holly, do you want to send a shout out to your Jacka listeners, please? And thank you.
Shout out to everybody for listening to our song. I hope you enjoy it. Please listen to the song, stream it. It's available on all platforms. Yeah, thank you so much.
Holly?
Yeah, and I just want to say thanks so much for all the love and support from everyone at Jacaranda and all the Jacaranda listeners. Yeah, like Evoke said, go stream the song. I hope you guys like it and let us know what you think on social media.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for your time. Have a really great week and good luck with the writing and the producing and all of the things.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Jacaranda FM.